just a quick word on former Everton player Anthony Gordon. You know, we've spoke about him previously when we've done shows like this, and I must confess that before we started recording this, I did do a little bit of research on your Everything is Black and White YouTube channel, and I did see a podcast, I think you maybe recorded it a couple of weeks ago, titled Anthony Gordon Out, Semenyo In, ? So is the bloom off the rose at the moment with Anthony Gordon? Is he struggling to impress Newcastle fans?
Yeah, I mean, that's wishful thinking, isn't it? I mean, Semenyo is an absolutely fantastic player. Gordon, look, I still maintain he's one of the most important players in the Newcastle United squad. And when he's on form, he'd be in that team without a shadow of a doubt. But recently, he's just not doing it. And we've talked about Newcastle having a mentality issue as a team, but he seems to be the definition of that. He gets up for the big games. Champions League, he's been explosive. He's been brilliant. But in the Premier League, he's been absolutely shocking. For England, fantastic. But for Newcastle United in the Premier League, you might as well not turn up. Might as well not have turned up this campaign. And you look at the stats, and it's something like 21 games without a goal and 19 without an assist in the Premier League. I mean, that is for an £80 million winger, which is where I would put him at in the market, or certainly when Liverpool were linked to him a couple of summers back. That is absolutely dire. For England's so-called first choice left winger, that is shocking. I mean, you would argue he probably doesn't even deserve to be in the England squad based on those numbers. Now, obviously, he's got his talent, he's got his ability, form is temporary and all of that. But at this moment in time, Anthony Gordon is not in the good books of Newcastle United fans. Against Marseille, he tried. He was played up top through the middle because Voltemari was rested. But he was criticised for really lack of effort. He had one chance. It's a little bit difficult to judge him because it's not his favourite position. He should never really be played there. But Newcastle have got very limited options with Wissa still out injured. It just seems like he thinks he's at a level which he's not really or isn't consistently. And that's a frustrating thing for Newcastle fans. I think the question is, like, what is he prioritising? Is it the World Cup in the summer rather than just basically doing the basics in a black and white shirt, and that's turning up in the Premier League? Still a fantastic player, and we're just keeping everything crossed that next time he turns out for Newcastle in the Premier League, he actually does something. But hopefully on Saturday it'll be Harvey Barnes at left wing, because he's in it. He's been the only man scoring goals of late. So if Anthony Gordon starts ahead of him on Saturday, there might be a few disgruntled voices, to say the least.
Just finishing off there then on Anthony Gordon, you say obviously form is temporary. Is this something relatively new with Anthony Gordon? Is this just something that has happened this season? Because obviously you mentioned there he was linked with Liverpool for a 70-80 million pound move. Is there any question marks over whether his head is in the right place or anything like that with regards to Newcastle fans? Is his commitment still there?
His head was turned when that link was originally out there. It took a long while for him to settle back into his groove, but then he did do, and he was absolutely fantastic. Look, I mean, I suppose every player will want it to move to a side challenge for the Premier League title. And, I mean, that's not Liverpool at the moment, is it? But look, I think if I was Anthony Gordon, the way I would look at it would be that who's going to spend £80 million on me when I haven't notched a goal in the Premier League in 21 games? Like, it's as simple as that. You can have the desire to move to a bigger club, and Newcastle fans have got no issue with that. We realise we're not a Man City or a Liverpool. The whole Isak situation in the summer was all about the way he handled it. But if I was Gordon, I'd be concentrating on trying to get back into form domestically before worrying about anything longer term.